What's going on, guys? It's Rebel Tanker, and welcome back to Axis and Allies 1914. This is turn 6 for the British Empire. Alright, rounding back out for the French real quick. So they had their mutinies. So we had the French mutiny. France had 31 to spend. They bought 2 infantry, 2 artillery, a tank, and a fighter. Obviously, they did not launch any combat in Europe due to the mutinies, though I am definitely going to say I think I got to make the mutinies a little bit. I might change up the mutinies just a little bit. Maybe make it more drastic for some results, like they can't even non-combat because of how bad the mutinies are going. Because, excuse me, France still purchasing and at least being able to do non-combats is still really putting the hurt on Germany. Though, when I do my end of game review, I definitely have a few things I need to say about what I did with the Germans. And then also on the non-combat, the French moved down into Cameroon. They activated Angola and just continuing to seal off the Germans here in South Africa. All right, so over to the British Empire. The British have... at the end of the turn, France collected 29 minus 5 for not attacking, and they are left with 24. And then... Okay, so Britain with 34 IPC. Britain has bought 2 infantry and an artillery for India. They're going to build a minor in Egypt, and then 3 infantry and an artillery for London. Combat. We have a few combats this turn. We have the British attacking into Ottoman Ankara. So back on the German turn when I talked about the sub, yes, the sub could pass through. However, the Brits can still attack that sub. So the Brits are sending a battleship and a cruiser, 1, 2, to try and attack the sub. Even though it can submerge, it still has to go through 1 round of combat. So that we'll have to see how that goes. And then the Brits are once again going to try a landing on Belgium. They're going to bring their 3 battleships over for shore bombardment, but they'll have to, they'll get there. We'll just have to see if anything gets damaged on the way over. And then we'll round out in Ireland. Okay, so let's come back down. We'll start with the attack in Ankara. We have 3 British infantry and an artillery going up against 2 Ottoman infantry and an artillery. So the Brits will have 2 at 2. I gotta adjust my camera a little bit better. Okay, so misses on that. And then they have an artillery and an infantry for 3. Ugh, the Brits only got 1 hit for this attack. Alright, and then the Ottomans have 2 infantry and an artillery for 3. So 3 dice at 3. 3 dice for 3. Oh, that's not good. The Brits lost 2 units. Okay, coming back. I think what we'll do as the Ottomans, we shall lose. The Ottomans will lose the infantry. The Brits will lose the artillery and an infantry, though Ankara is now contested. So that is good for the Brits. The Ottomans will go down 3 from 15 to 12. So the Ottomans are not doing too hot in this war anymore. Okay, then we come down for the Season 27 battle. All right, if this submarine survives, then it'll submerge. So we have the cruiser at 3. So because it is going to submerge, the submarine will not fight back. It will not shoot back. It just has to survive the combat. So cruiser at 3, and it got it. So the German submarine is gone. And that clears the seas of pretty much all the Germans. Okay, then we'll come up here to Ireland. 3 infantry and an artillery against an infantry. So again, we have 2 infantry at 2. There it is. But then we'll do the infantry and artillery for 3 just for... Okay, we still got it though. Alright, then the German infantry at 3. Hits. Alright, so we got another 1-for-1 situation up here in Ireland. So 1-for-1. But the Brits have retaken Ireland, so they will go back up. They'll go from 32 to 33 IPC with the liberation of Ireland from the Irish rebels. Okay. And then finally we have the attack into Belgium. We are doing 2 of these infantry, a tank, and an artillery going up against 5 German infantry and 3 German artillery. Now, as much as I didn't want to do this attack, I also... You know what? Maybe I will call off the attack. Maybe. I think I can afford to risk spending 5 IPC for a turn. Yeah. I can risk sacrificing 5 IPC for the turn. So actually, we are going to cancel that attack. And we're going to wait. Okay, non-combats. I am still going to move these 3 battleships, though. So, one second. I'm just going to get the French fleet up here. Move these 3 battleships. So, we got to roll 3 dice, and on 1s, let's see what happens. And 2 of the battleships are damaged. Great. But that's okay, because obviously next turn, they will get repaired. Okay, one second. I want to get my flame markers out. So these are the 2 damaged British battleships. And then grab a non-damaged battleship for the Brits. Other non-combat. We're going to take 1 transport with these 2 infantry and go 1, 2, land them in Jordan. So we can reinforce our army there. And then that should be it. Right? Yes. Okay, so deploying the India force. Putting a minor on Egypt. And then in London, dropping 3 more infantry and an artillery. And I will get stuff for that. Alright, so then at the end of the turn, the Brits had spent all their money. They will collect 33 minus the 5 for not launching. Where'd this guy come from? Oh. Minus 5 for not launching an attack. So the Brits will collect. They'll have 28 for next turn. Alright, so that is it for the Brits. And we will see you guys next time for good old US of A, who has now entered the war. So until then, guys, as always, take care.